Till Trump's second term, BRICS was in name only, a multipolar forum rather than a functional alliance. The member nations have divergent interests, and unlike the EU or even ASEAN, BRICS lacks institutional depth or meaningful policy coordination. The main reason why it failed to develop into something more is that its two biggest members, China and India, are strategic rivals as much as partners. For this, China carries much of the blame. In 2017, just 3 months before the 9th BRICS summit, Chinese troops attempted to extend a road southward into Doklam, a territory claimed by both China and Bhutan, India's ally. 2 days later, 270 Indian troops entered the area to stop the construction. The importance of the famous Doklam standoff lies not in whether China has a legitimate claim over Doklam, but in what the Chinese provocation revealed about Xi Jinping's view about India, a fellow BRICS member. Indeed, during the crisis, Chinese officials openly warned India to learn from history, a pointed reference to India's defeat in the 1962 border war. The episode badly soured China-India relations. Beijing responded by aggressively courting Pakistan, India's arch-rival, through expanded military ties and diplomatic support at the United Nations. New Delhi, in turn, chose to deepen its relationship with Washington. Just a few months after the Doklam incident, India played a leading role in reviving the quadrilateral security dialogue, the so-called Quad, with the United States, Japan, and Australia, bringing back to life a strategic grouping that had been dormant for a decade. We live in a dog-eat-dog world. China and the US both employ bullying tactics whenever it suits their interest. The US bullied Canada and Mexico into renegotiating NAFTA in 2018. And China bullied its smaller neighbors as it expanded its territorial claims in the South China Sea. But India was too big for China to bully. Xi Jinping's calculation in 2017 backfired by pushing India into the arms of the United States. History rarely gives anybody a second chance. But as incredible as it may seem, Trump is now giving China an opportunity to undo that mistake. Vladimir Putin must be feeling great right now. For the past 2 years, he's been trying with little success to bring about a reconciliation between China and India, his two biggest customers and most important allies. But Trump came along and helped make it happen for him. It is about the biggest gift Trump could possibly give Putin. What an irony. If China's bullying of India in 2017 pushed New Delhi into the arms of Washington, Trump's bullying of India in 2025 has pushed India back towards China. It is not a coincidence that shortly after Trump hit India with a 50% tariff, Modi decided to visit China for the first time in 7 years. Trump, who praised himself as a strategic negotiator, clearly overplayed his hand. He saw India as a weak link of the BRICS, and he thought that if he could get India to turn its back on Russia, it would be the end of the BRICS. But Trump thought wrong. He might have gotten a trade deal out of Modi had he stuck to economics. But when he demanded India to stop buying Russian oil and Russian arms, it was a bridge too far for Modi. Whether Trump realized it or not, he was asking Modi to surrender India's strategic autonomy and give up his vision of a multipolar world order. What Trump still doesn't understand is that money cannot buy everything and everyone. Trump made the mistake to treat India, a country of 1.4 billion people and a great civilization, as though it were a US vessel like the UK, Mexico, or South Korea. The fact that Trump tweeted this week that the US and India are still talking and that he's still optimistic about a deal suggests he understands he screwed up. But it will be an expensive mistake to undo. But Putin is the biggest beneficiary of Trump's mistake. Energy is the backbone of the Russian economy. It is understandable why the Russia hawks in Washington and Europe are so eager to shut down Russia's energy exports. But Trump's America First policies are pushing China and India closer to Russia. India has overtaken China as the biggest importer of Russian oil. Last week, Russia signed a massive natural gas pipeline deal with China that will allow Russia to supply additional 50 billion cubic meters of gas to China every year. The two countries have been negotiating this deal for several years, but Beijing, wary of the signal that such a deal was sent to the US, kept dragging its feet. In this respect, Beijing's decision to close ranks with Russia is the clearest sign yet of how seriously rattled Chinese leaders are by Trump's determination to contain China at all costs.